Mr. Ajuri Ngelale, Senior Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on Public Affairs, says the federal government is committed to addressing the issue of youth unemployment. Ngelale said this while fielding questions from journalists at a program organized by the Mandela Washington Fellows Alumni Association, tagged Future of Work, held at the Central Bank of Nigeria Training Institute, Abuja. The Presidential Aide noted that the boom in the demography of graduates coming out yearly from tertiary institutions is a major challenge to employment.
Obviously, nobody in this administration wants to see the unemployment rate generally, not just with youths, but with all Nigerians, escalate. One of the challenges we have is obviously the demographic boom. I think what oftentimes goes unexplained in the Nigerian media is that, when people talk about the unemployment rate, the idea is that somehow businesses are closing down, investment is leaving the country, and these are some of the narratives you hear, when in fact the unemployment rate has to do with not creating jobs that are sufficient to essentially satisfy the demand that is increasing every year when young Nigerians are coming out of secondary school and the university. We have about more than 1 million Nigerians every single year coming out of secondary school and coming out of tertiary education institutions that don't have access to jobs. So you can actually be creating jobs at a scale of 500,000 new jobs a year, just for example. But if you have 1 million coming out, then that means unemployment is ticking up, irregardless of the efforts that are being made. So most essentially, we're looking at a program we're calling the the Innovation Fund, a $500 million innovation fund that's going to provide 500,000 new jobs for young people specifically in the area of ICT development, research and development in ICT, trying to really advance kind of toward preparing our youths for the global economy that is knowledge-based as opposed to natural resource-based.
For his part, President of the Association, Lamide Johnson, said that the outreach was a way to give back to the society after having been beneficiaries of the fellowship themselves.
Mandela Washington Fellowship is sponsored by the United States. It's a group of people who are carefully selected by a really gruesome panel, and they send them to the United States for 6 weeks period. They're attached to a university for 6 weeks where they get learnings in civic responsibilities, public administration, and business and entrepreneurship. Some of them also do stay in the United States for an additional 6 weeks where they are interning in an organization. Now what happens is that once we are done, we come back to Nigeria to implement the learnings we've had from a global perspective here in our local community. So the Mandela Washington Fellowship Alumni Association is a group of people who from Nigeria have attended this fellowship and are back. So we want to continue what we've done, what we've learned, and we foster together to come and create programs that can better improve our communities. Here we have the Honorable Dabiri-Erewa, who sent in a representative, and also the Honorable from the DG of NITDA is also here. So we're going to submit this policy dialogue that we have come up with and the action that we have come up with that would further help young people to be involved in policies making, in having conversation with different players in the government, so that we can see how we can better improve we can see how we can better achieve the sustainable development goals in Nigeria. These guys are already thinking innovatively, they're already using technology, they're already building solutions in their immediate communities. So we bring them here to Abuja. Some of them had not flown before. We brought them in here, we trained them in an incubation program with ventures platforms. And when we're done, they're going to be pitching here today to everybody who are delegates, and whoever does really great across with the, based on what the panel of judges say, they'll walk away with $1 million.
For her part, Honorable Dabiri-Erewa, who was represented by Olufunke Oloye, urged the Nigerian youths to look inward to develop their potentials.
The youth of our beloved country must rise up to the challenge of work demands of today and develop themselves for the future. You may want to ask, when then is this future? May I declare to you that the future of work is now, and rapid action is needed for the youth to meet the challenge of the changing world of work.